Ay, 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 ay.
Hello guys, this is Chaddest speaking of Mariner video, and this time I'll be doing another what I think of insert series here so far. The manga that we'll be talking about today is Kimi no Koto ga Dai 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 Daisuki na Hyakunin no Kanojo, or in English, the 100 girlfriends who really, 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 really love you. Yeah, that's the actual title. So, as per usual, I'll be talking about the story, the characters, and the art. Basically, normal stuff. So, yeah. Now, let's start with the story, of course. Rentaro Aijo has confessed to and has been rejected by 100 girls in his lifetime. On the last day of junior high, he visits a shrine and prays that he gets a girlfriend during his time at high school. Suddenly, the god of love appears and tells Rentaro that the reason for his non-existent love life is because everyone is only supposed to have one soulmate in their life. But due to an error on the god of love's part, Rentaro is destined to have 100 girlfriends. Sure enough, on the first day of high school, Rentaro meets the wealthy and kinda pervy Hakari Hanasono and Tsundere Karane Inda. Both girls instantly fall for him because whenever he looks at the girl, that will be one of his soulmate. Like if he looks on a girl, that's automatically one of his soulmate. And Rentaro is attracted to both of them, but unable to decide between them. That evening, he visits the god of love again and is informed that if he does not return the feelings of one of his soulmates, they will die in an accident. Not wanting such a fate to befall on Hakari and Karane, Rentaro decides to date both of them at the same time. With their blessing, as the story continues, more girls are introduced and becomes Rentaro's girlfriend, establishing a polyamorous relationship. Now, let's talk about the characters. Of course, we gotta talk about Rentaro. Man, he's the Chad. Pure goddamn Chad. Chad energy all around. My god. Damn. Like, this is like one of the Chads of the harem genre. Like, compared to other harem series, if this gets an anime, my god. Like, I can't wait to see this animated. Boy, Rentaro is such a Chad. The manga is such a great manga. Like compared to harems, like damn, that's like I would put it like up here because damn, it's just that good. Now, so far, we only have 11 girlfriends since it's only like, I don't know, 47 chapters if I remember correctly. And like, I don't know how the author will do it, but is he gonna attempt 100 girlfriends with different personalities to each other? If that happens, like, I will see this in like 10 years with all of them, all of them, 100. And I would just clap to the author, and if they have different personalities from one another, I would praise the author for doing that. Now, when we talk about the girlfriends, I would just give you the personalities and basically what they do, like almost like every chapter. Because every chapter, there's always like one key event whenever a new girlfriend comes into place. So yeah. Hakari is, like what I said, wealthy and kinda pervy. Karane is a tsundere. Shizuka is the shy girl. The girls that you find in anime that basically read a lot of books or like stay in the library most of the time. Ano is the kudere, but is really intelligent. Now, this is a weird one to create a personality because the fifth, which is Kusuri, is a scientist who specializes in creating drugs which have side effects when consumed. She's 18 years old, but due to having consumed a drug that was supposed to make her immortal, she spends much of her time in an 8-year-old body but can temporarily revert to her 18-year-old body through the use of her drugs. She acts like her general appearance, talks in third person and answer sentences with Nano. Now, when we talk about the 6, oh, we have a MILF. Like, we have a goddamn MILF. One of the girlfriends is a MILF, and it is Harari Hanasono, which is the mom of Hakari. And, like, of course, like, mother, like, daughter, of course, they're kind of pervy. Now, when it comes to girlfriend number 7 to 11, this is where I get confused, since I'm no longer putting it in personality because it's now the type of girls. Yeah, like, it's really hard for me to do this. Like, I can describe like all 6 girls with what basically personalities, but when it comes to the others, I need to do it like types now. So yeah, for 7 to 11, I'll give you the full description of basically their characters. And since 1 to 6, I already said, those are basically the summaries of their character. So yeah. Now, let's go to girlfriend number 7, Kurumi Haraga. Now, she's a middle schooler with a very high metabolism, which causes her to get hungry very easily. Even hearing a word that's similar to a certain type of food will cause her to crave that food. As a result, she constantly wears headphones and has her hood up in order to block out much of the food-related talk as possible. She has 2 personalities. Depending on whether or not she is hungry when she is eaten, she's a very kind, sweet-natured person, but when she is hungry, she is short-tempered. Unfortunately, due to being near constantly hungry, she is constantly short-tempered. Now, let's get into number 8, the maid. Okay, Meido. Mei is the Hanasono family maid and will meekly accept any order she is giving, no matter how hard or absurd it is. She has a rainbow-colored eyes which are nearly constantly closed, although this does not stop her from being able to drive a car or fly a helicopter. A bonus story in the 4th volume reveals that her nature stems from being abused by her parents, who abandoned her after destroying her self-esteem to the point where she no longer felt her life was worth anything. Wandering the snow, she was found by Hahari, who offered to adopt her into the Hanasono family. She turned the offer down, but happily agreed to become a maid. Her family name is a pun on the word maid. Now let's get into the number 9, Iku Soto. Iku is the only member of the school baseball team, as other members decide to study baseball in America. She's a masochist. Now, we have this girl is basically the Kambaru of this manga. Now, Kambaru is a character from the Monogatari series, and if you know the Monogatari series, you know how Kambaru is as a character. So yeah, she's basically her. Finding pleasure in overworking herself to exhaustion and otherwise being mildly hurt. Even being heartbroken by Rentaro causes her great pleasure, though she becomes a legitimate girlfriend for him. Mask. Like, that guy lies. I never get old. Like, when I hear the word masochist, it's always darkness. Like, that's why, like, the darkness theme on my outro is really funny every time, because I always think of darkness every goddamn time when it comes to masochists. Okay, let's get into the number 10 girlfriend. It is Mimi. Now, I won't say her last name due to not being a spoiler, more like hard to pronounce. So yeah, Mimi is a vain girl who is obsessed with beauty but is aware that beauty cannot simply be bought and considers inner beauty just as important as outer beauty. As such, she puts a lot of work into making herself beautiful, earning her own money, cutting costs whenever she can, doing facial regimens, and teaching herself elocution. She initially considers Nano, which is the kudere which is I think the 4th girlfriend. So yeah, her rival in beauty due to Nano beating her in their junior high beauty contest. It is later revealed that her hatred actually stems from Nano having snubbed her after the contest and decides her to let bygones be bygones when Nano apologizes to her, although she insists on maintaining a friendly rivalry. Her name contains the kanji for beautiful 3 times. Okay, let's go to the latest, which is number 11, Meme Kakure. Amy is a shrinking violet girl who goes out of her way to be a background character. She has a pronounced figure that she actively binds down to reduce attention to her, and her most prominent physical characteristic is her bangs that constantly cover her eyes, except when Rentaro saves her from a flying sign in a windstorm that nearly strikes her. Despite making eye contact with Rentaro, her eyes are obscured by the sound effects on the page. When pressured or embarrassed, she suddenly vanishes, leaving a cute, small plush animal that knits herself as a means of misdirection so she can escape her situation. Her family name Kakure is a pun on the Japanese word to hide. Nice trivia. Okay, let's talk about the art. The art is amazing. It's really beautiful in a way, but so goddamn detailed. Like, there were some panels that, like, for example, probably horror panels that basically, yeah, there were like a little bit of horror elements because of course there is this like a school anime. And damn, this where the art really evolves to a lot. And there was like one chapter where there was like one moment in the series where it feels like you like you're looking at a painting rather than a drawing. It's really funny. Now, when it comes to this manga, this is a thank God the MC is self-aware, and like the fourth wall breaking was hilarious as fuck. Would I recommend it? Yeah. It's truly a manga that we degenerates need to read, even though I read it already, but you degenerates need to read it immediately. It's a really fun manga. It's like a Chad of manga. Like like the only mangas that I think can compete with this manga is probably The World God Only Knows, which if you know you know, Kim was a goat. And Rentorio is also a goat. Like, in harem manga standards, this is probably in my top 3 harem mangas of all time. So yeah. So this is practically the end of the video, guys. Please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of my videos. Share it with a friend and watch these videos next right here. So yeah. Now, looking forward to other mangas that I gotta say my thoughts on so far. Probably in the next few days. So yeah. Bye!